All right, Champions League story. What a week! Lots of comebacks, and then neck to neck games, and then underdogs still rising. That was a fun week, right, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, and especially for Real Madrid here. I thought they lost the game in the first half, and then the second half, what a comeback! I mean, what a game! I mean, Real Madrid in the Champions League, they are unstoppable. But is it just luck or pure mastery? Or is it already written in the stars? What do you want to say, people? I think you're really happy, but what do you want to say on that?
Looking at the Madrid's gameplay, it's not only Champions League. We're like 42 game unbeaten in La Liga too. But I would not say just a luck, right? It's more towards the desire to win, and it's the hunger to score more, and also the passion in the game of football. Never give up. What I want to put here for Real Madrid. And also, once Zidane mentioned, the game is not done until it's 90 minutes.
Yep.
So
I mean,
it's more like that, and we saw that against Dortmund too, right? So I know you call out the comeback that we did in the game against Dortmund in Champions League. I mean, we were outplayed in the first half. I don't have any doubt in there. So we didn't perform better. We didn't put our best in the first half of the game. There were a lot of defensive errors, and we already saw we are missing our big guy Carvajal, and there were a lot of mistakes in that flank. And I saw in the game against Vigo last weekend too that we're suffering big time in Celta Vigo, and I'm pretty sure that that's the root cause at this moment where we're getting those kind of spaces in behind. But let's talk about the second half, right? That's the more exciting news. In the second half, Rudiger is starting with a comeback, and then that ball from Mbappe to find Rudiger, right? It was something else. And people have been saying that Mbappe this, Mbappe that. But if you really look at his role right now, Real Madrid, is what you see the reflection of Benzema when CR7 was around. Because you know why? The best player in the world was already in Real Madrid, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. We can already see how good Vinny is. He's killing the game. This guy has been proving why he's one of the best right now in the world. So I want to shout out to this guy's brilliant performance in that game against Dortmund. And I'm not being biased here, but just like Jamie Carragher has mentioned last time, I also want to call out that Vinny, congratulations on your first Ballon d'Or. I mean, I was happy to see. I was really pumped up on that game, man. That brilliant hat trick from this guy, Vinny, it was something else, man. And everyone loved it. And that comeback is something else too.
yeah, I don't know about Jamie Carragher. I think he's getting caught up in the moment. The Ballon d'Or is based on last year, not this year.
Yeah, let's see. Yep. And I also saw this guy Vasquez scoring as well,
wow.
right? But
That was a good.
I'm happy to see he's in the score sheet, but I'm not happy with his overall performance, to be honest. We have seen this in the game, like I said, in the game against Vigo. It will be tough in the game against Barcelona this weekend with this level of performance. So we have Raphinha performing to that level, Yamo performing to that highest level right now, and it will be tough with these defensive errors. And it's not just the luck every time, so we need to be careful there.
It's not just a luck every time. It's a pure mastery.
It should be pure mastery if you are playing under Carlo Ancelotti.
I guess it's a bit of luck and bit of mastery.
Yeah, you can call that.
So you're saying this one. What was that? What was that? What do you call it? The celebration from Vasquez,
Yeah, celebration from Vasquez. Yeah, Lucas Vasquez, the captain of Real Madrid. Yeah, that comeback and that celebration was so unique. Like, and I've been talking about that. That's the Real Madrid blood. There's a white blood. It's not a red. It's a white blood.
It's in my vein. Yeah.
It's in my vein. That's kind of celebration. I mean, that comeback. You see Rodrigo like keeping that ball alive. I mean, he was already like just after that play, he went out, and now he's unavailable in El Clásico. He's out injured. So, but still, like till the last minute, whatever these guys do for the club, so they have just like maintained this highest level, maintained this passion. And I mean, you were saying about luck and mastery, but of course, mastery of Carlo Ancelotti is more of like I'll say Real Madrid blood. It's more about their like people talk about earlier, like their desire to win the game. So all these things matter, and of course, luck will play a huge role as well. But it's not that only one thing is making a Real Madrid win here. It's like everything, and on the top of that, individual brilliance like Vini, Mbappe, Rodrigo. Like I've been saying that they could kill the game in a single quarter of the game.
Yep, that's true. I mean, that's true. That's really, really interesting to see against Dortmund. But I think one of the thing I was calling it luck was because the way Dortmund manager thought he need to make change and get that 5-man defense instead of exploiting that weakness already shown in first half. He made a substitution in the 15th minute of the game, and then the game you saw that game, the changing, even Real Madrid pressing even harder than they were doing at the second quarter of the first half, right? I mean, that's the luck Ancelotti got, I think, in terms of his opponent manager. But it was a really bad move from the German Dortmund manager, who was, at least, I mean, he was not losing the game. He was still in the game, and then he made that foolish choice against a side that is really, really good in attacking, and then he invited all that attack by adding the 5-man defense, and then invited all that pressure.
Right, yeah, that was a dumb move from Dortmund manager for sure. And I did not see those level of hunger in the game that you need to put more pressure to the attackers that you're already losing, and then you don't want to concede more goals instead of going for attack. And then this guy Emre comes in the picture, and then rather than pressing Vini, I know he outplayed Emre with his pace, but he just
Every time.
came into the pitch. It's like he's a fresh player. I mean, he's not pressing, but I was happy to see that solo goal from Vini.
Yeah, that was a nice goal. And then I saw one video, like one of the guy was putting it up, saying he ran like Gareth Bale, finished like Ronaldo, and celebrated like Ronaldo, and then he's a whole package for the Real Madrid fan.
Yeah, I would like to add on that 5-man defense as well. So on my experience, watching like football games over the years, I feel like this will this kind of tactics, like going from 4 to 5-man back when you are leading like 2-0 or like with 2-goal score line. I feel like this will work in the last like 10-15 minutes, and I've been seeing that this has been working for the last. You can like invite those attacks like Usa was talking about in those last 10 to 15 minutes, but you can't invite those attack like a whole second half, whole 45 minutes. You see, like
Yeah, you can't.
they score 5 goals in one half because what the Dortmund manager he tried to play so conservative like before 60 minutes. I mean, if he made that change in the formation in 75th minute with that 2-0 score line or a 3-1 any kind of 2-goal difference, then I think that will have worked. But for the whole half, I mean that was
that
a huge
does not
mistake
work.
from him.
Yeah, that does not work. For sure. Yeah, it was obvious, I think. It was really obvious. And yeah, I would like to shift the talk a little bit to Barcelona fan here, who is like, what the hell? Someone is talking about someone greatest being greatest.
Exactly right. Yeah, let's not talk about Real Madrid right now. I know.
I want to ask this question. Barcelona might be back in UCL. Are they really ready with the elite team?
Yeah, first of all, we don't sign youngster. We get it from the La Masia, okay? So, so we have our own players in our academy. We saw like the Champions League game, right, against Bayern Munich. We for the last 6 games in the Champions League, we haven't won against the Bayern Munich, and the victory we got yesterday, right, against the Bayern Munich, it was 4-1, and that's what we needed before going to play Real Madrid in El Clásico. Raphinha with the brilliance and the midfield. Basically, those 2 players, Pedri and Casado, they were playing so good in the midfield and they were playing so narrow. They couldn't, like the Bayern Munich players, they couldn't pass straight. I mean, from the middle, they couldn't pass the balls. And Hansi Flick high press ball. That was always pressuring Bayern Munich to play in the wings. And that's where like we already saw how like there were 4 or 5 offsides from the Bayern Munich team, and they were under pressure, and company, he was like out of clue what he gonna do throughout the game. and we could have conceded a few goals in the first half, but we managed to score 3 goals in the first half, and we thought like the game would be changed on the second half, but it was always same. It was a highline game, and the Hansi Flick masterpiece was really, really effective in that
Yep.
game as well. And yes, going through the El Clásico, we are ready to play against the Real Madrid. We are happy like Real Madrid, they were not in that. We saw like a few games earlier and they were not in that click. But looking at the Dortmund game, Real Madrid and Vinicius, they have already clicked, and we want like competitive game, the El Clásico, and Barcelona coming from this end and Real Madrid coming from the other end. Yeah, it's gonna be a good clash between Barcelona and Real Madrid.
But you didn't answer my question. My question was: Is this Barcelona revival? Are they ready to be the top team in the Champions League, or this is just one couple of games high?
No, we have lost one game against Monaco where we got the red card, right? That was unfortunate for us. Beside that, Barcelona have been playing really good in the Champions League. I mean, they have like, outnumbered the players. Our young boys, they scored 5 goals. And against Bayern Munich, it's 4 goals. And looking at this result, definitely we might be in the top 8. We'll be one of the competitors for the Champions League.
So are you saying you guys are ready for the Champions League title?
Who gonna say we are not ready, man? We are seeing this Barcelona.
I did not hear. I asked you twice, but I did not hear that from you.
Yeah, definitely we are
That's why
ready.
I'm asking.
Looking at the
I think
present
we're still in
game,
doubt.
no way. Maybe there might be some injuries that might be coming in that way, but right now we'll be on the top of the Champions League.
So you are not scared with Real Madrid yet, right?
I think Real Madrid there were like 10. Let's compare the 10 games we played in Bernabeu, right? We had 5 wins and 5 losses, so it's like even out. So looking at that, definitely we'll get a 6th win there in Bernabeu.
You guys are ready then.
We are always ready to play against Real Madrid, and it's gonna be a good game.
Talking and adding on top of that, what Kavinder said on the Hansi Flick brilliance, right? That offside trap and then high line, I think was it right? That was the game. That's what has been missing from Barcelona, I would say. And then that got the Bayern Munich team really, caught up in the play, like 3 or 4 offsides, and then that high line really keeping up that high line is really, really difficult. And then he was able to execute that in such a good way that Bayern Munich was not able to capitalize on their attacking all the chances, right? So I think Hansi Flick is a blessing for Barcelona right now.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, talking about that game, this is like I feel like it's a team versus the individual players. I mean, I saw the importance of the coach in this game. Barcelona coached brilliantly by Hansi Flick. They were playing so together, and on the other hand, the Bayern players individually they could have better players, but they had no clue. Those individual players had no clue. I mean, like you said, the offside trap. To make the offside, all 4 defenders has to be in the same page.
Yeah, there has to be
So
in
a single
right?
defender can't do that. So this kind of like things like is a team that has to work together, and the way that Hansi Flick has like changed this Barcelona team, it's the same team. I mean, now without Ter Stegen and Araujo, but still like playing so better. And now like before El Clásico, both of these like a brilliant performance from Barcelona and Real Madrid. I mean, I could say that I was never excited before for El Clásico.